everybody, it's Diane here making collages on index cards once again. Let's trim that up. And that last batch of iCats I made in January and February, when I was all done, I said, I didn't do any movie stars. How could that be? So let's just do some right away with this batch. Anybody know who that is? I'm getting magazines. That's a young Cesar Romero, who, if you don't know, among many other things, played the Joker on the old Batman TV series. And Rita Hayworth and her pretty hair. Okay, those are printed a tad large, so that's why we're doing them vertically. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, cut it, but that's why we're doing it like this. So let's just look. My first thought was to get scrapbook paper, but I don't know, some little voice said, why don't you get magazine first? That way you can waste everybody's time and decide to go to scrapbook paper after like 10 minutes. Is that a good idea? And no, they're not silent movie stars. What do you think of that? I'm so modern. Now, I imagine both of those. Well, that's got to be from the 40s. I'm not sure. That could be 30s. Any Caesar fans out there? You tell me. Kind of big, Diane. Yeah, I didn't realize that. All right. Maybe that could be its own iCat. Well, okay, let's just do that. Why not? We can make 3 vertical ones. Oh, I forgot. I had a little pile of stuff sitting over there that, well, it doesn't matter what it is. A little pile of stuff sitting over there. And this I had cut for something and didn't use it. I forget what it was. But I thought those colors actually looked nice with her. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. Okay, that's good. She's done. No, I'm kidding. But that's not bad. Oh, my windows are open. It's kind of breezy today. And no, I'm not shutting my windows. It's too nice. Yeah, all the complaining I did in like March and April about the rain and most of May was really cool and crummy. The last about 4 days have been really nice. Nice room, isn't it? Kind of colorful yet airy. That's not really easy to do. A lot of times when you go pastel, it's kind of just kind of floating. There's nothing anchoring it. Wow, this is a cool bathroom. Now, I'm assuming these are mirrors, but I like the look of them. That looks kind of smaller than I had hoped for. My scale is all off today. The bird was too big. These are too small. Maybe. is cool. I should make an index card with that too. Now this could go with almost any of them. Are you really going to niche out all these little things? Probably. Except for the ones that are already cut. Well, it could go with him. It could go with her if I got rid of that. I don't like them together. Dang, you're working in a corner, I noticed. Well, I think I like it with Caesar the best, or as I said, get rid of the other thing. Yeah. Not too sure yet. This probably wouldn't match, would it? It might. I'm not going to go that route. It might. It's a cool chair. 400 bucks. Flowers. Oh, that's a good color. Next time you see a rose, try to ID it. Yeah, right. What kind of an attitude is that? Well, first of all, how often do you see a rose? And second of all, I don't know. Well, I know cabbage roses. I know what that looks like. That's about it. Yeah, like the kind, like, you know, your boyfriend gives you. I don't even know what those are called. Husband. Once they're your husband, you don't get too many roses. Oh. Laid back 70s. Should that be something for that little mini glue book I started? It's right here. Stick it in there. Neon 80. You know, I don't think that's entirely true. I'm sorry. You know, the 80s, there was all that slate blue and mauve. I mean, maybe if you were a teenager, it was neon, but not generally speaking. Oh, that might do something. The colors are good. See, that stuff doesn't really look 80s to me. And I mean, I was there. I'm not just making that up. You are there. Any of these do anything for anybody? Well, I might take that from Mr. Romero, but here he has a bird. He's got two. Okay. Well, let's look through this. I don't have any phraseology. The bird doesn't have too much going on. Rita could use a little help too. Anybody ever see, there's a Carol Burnett takeoff of Gilda, the movie Gilda, and Carol plays Gilda, which actually she has her walk down really well. But anyway, and when she first comes out on the, you know, the scene there, she's brushing her hair. It's funny. Do we still like that with it? Yeah. It sounded so convincing, I know. Diane's favorite ad. No thanks. Wow, that's traumatic, huh? Well, that's interesting. I don't think it matches any of our things, though. Okay, sorry. My dogs decided to start playing. While I was waiting for them, I cut out that bird. So are these starburst things back in vogue? This one's kind of cool. If it really lights up behind there. I don't know. Okay. What would this bird look like if it was on black? You wouldn't see the branch. That's what it would look like. Okay. Just asking. Thank you. Ah, dig his jacket. This is very interesting, I noticed. I'm aware of that. Alright. How much of a boring mauve tan color is this? That might work. Is there a place for boring mauve tan? All right, you know what? Let's mark that in case I decide I want more of it. Look at the string of, it's fake. The sausage is hanging all over those lights. You can insert your own comment there. Discover the artistry of modern living. What is it? Oh, it's out. They're outlets. That's so stupid. What is it? Okay. I guess she's not ready for modern living. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I want to dust that. That's cool. Well, I'm not seeing any great phrases or words. Well, beauty. That certainly sums up Rita. I don't know if that's, you know, real original, right? I think Caesar could use a pop of color. I don't think he'd be opposed to that. Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. Okay. That's pretty. Kind of busy, but How many lights do you have to have in this room? I got up to go to the bathroom, but I tripped over a light. Oh, Diane, who would think of that but you? I don't know. That might work. I might put it up away from, these are stripes here. Yeah, okay, I like that. There's a weird light thing. Look at all those vases on the table too. It's kind of weird. It's innovative lighting. Okay. More modern stuff, modern history. It's pretty though, isn't it? We have True Beauty. Well, we already had Beauty. Alright people, we're coming to the end of this. This is a pretty color. I don't think it's going to go with anything. I like it though. I force it on something. I like this color. Aha, I had 2 pages. She caught it. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Well, I have to find some words. At least for, I would think Caesar deserves a word, don't you think? Alright, hang on. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be done. How am I supposed to know? There's some lamps. Okay, hang on. Okay, they're not done, believe it or not. I bet you thought they were going to be done. I think Rita needs a bird or something like that here, so we'll keep our eye out for that. This one is pretty close. I think sewing. By the way, I cut off, it had another green, I guess, branch off the back. But yeah, there's nothing on this side. I didn't really get it. I cut that off. Sorry, Rita. I think Caesar's done. Yeah, you know, I generally don't do stuff like that. And I'm not trying to be funny or hokey or saintly. It just, that's the best way it looked. And there's something about with the coloring of the photo too, that that's just the best it was. Best it was. The best I thought it could be. This is the next day. It's first thing in the morning. I might sew atop that. I'm not sure. But I think that's pretty good to go. Alright, why don't we work on this rabbit? As long as I have to kind of look for something for Rita anyway. Oh, I did find that kind of flair. I had saved a few interesting phrases like that for those celebrity twinchies. So that was in that stash. And then I just found extraordinary. So that worked out. Okay. Oh, it also dawned on me after I shut off the camera. Yeah, you know, I think the older you get, the more you forget time frames or I don't know. Diane, you were a teenager part of the 80s. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the 80s not looking so neon. Well, maybe if you were a teenager. Well, Diane, you were. So anyway, I still don't remember that being a big part of the 80s. I led a sheltered life in the 80s too, I guess. I mean, I remember those like blocky geometric patterns on like sweaters and stuff like that. But I just don't remember the neonness. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was going to look. Is this where this rabbit came from? Because there were other, remember there was the Hell Rabbit Room or whatever it was. Yeah, okay, that's where it came from. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, okay, let's take that top row. Those are all rabbit drawings, prints, whatever, I don't know. Man, is it wall? Yeah, okay, it's wallpaper. I was gonna say, how could you possibly hang all those pictures? It's wallpaper, Diane. Boy, we're dazzling people with our intelligence today, aren't we? How many people walk into their house and say, wow, how do you like clean all these pictures? Oh, it's wallpaper. Oh. Only Diane. Okay. It's kind of bright, but that effect goes with the background of that. The color is off a little. Then why did you point it out? I just wanted to point out why I can't use this. I don't know. Oh, there's real rabbits. Well, I don't know. You want to tell us why you can't use that too? No. I think it was way last year. I used, it was the same ad, but one of those on an iCAD. I remember that. Someday I should pull out all my iCads and go through them. Yeah, I have time for that. Okay. I have a bunch of pictures. You know, nowadays you have to print your own pictures. I'm so behind in that. And I keep thinking, well, take a date. Don't do craft stuff. Do all your picture printing. And I keep not doing it. I keep not doing it. There's a t-shirt slogan for you. A mirrored dress. $11,000 and you can't wash it. Use Windex on it. Diane, you're so funny. Yeah, I know. Morning time becomes me, doesn't it? Girls, girls, girls. Oh, look out. It's a bunch of girls. I remember one time, you know, 40 years later or something. Actually, it wasn't quite that much, 30. I ran into one of the neighborhood moms, you know, from when I was a kid, and with my husband, and we were chit-chatting, and we had, cut a story short, she just talked about driving some of us girls to events, and she said, yeah, I remember you girls giggling in the back seat. It's like, I don't really remember that. It's kind of funny. And an otter. No. Well, really, with what's going on with this wallpaper, could almost just use a color in the background, couldn't we? I could even paint. Yeah, if you could take time out from your dumb stories, you could paint, Diane. I'm not sure what this would look like. Let's try it. It's kind of cool. Kind of short, but is that a good thing? Can you guys see up there? Well, I would say it would kind of hinge on what we do on the bottom. I'm not really liking that it's short. I think that's better. Okay, well, as long as we're here, let's see if we can't just find a color for the bottom. A cool phrase that probably doesn't exist. Oh wow, look at this light. Did I already point that one out? I think I pointed that one out. It's one of those you need a special license to own it. You know, that would be fine. I don't want to go that dull, but that would be okay. Should we try this? I'm still here. I'm cutting on the left side. All right, that's okay. All right, I'll give just a really quick flip for a phrase, and then I'm going to pause. Yeah, I didn't find a bird, did I? I forgot about Rita. Did you guys see any great birds I forgot to look for? Birds that I forgot to look for. And I keep not doing it. That's pretty. I should do something with that sometime. No. Yeah, and all these building fronts, I should do that. Well, these are fronts. These are not. These not building fronts. Why don't you go back to bed, Diane? I would love to. Well, I take it back. I'd actually rather do collage stuff than go back to bed. That's pretty too. Isn't that nice? So that's a cool idea. Somebody took an old frame and just put photos in there, you know, kind of shoved snapshots in there. Selection of family photos. That's a cool idea. Actually, I've got a big old, I mean, it's like this big hunky gold frame that it needs to be repaired. The joints are coming apart and stuff, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? I'm going to build a new wall so I can hang it. A swan lemon squeezer. Wow. Is this living? That's from the Long Long trailer. Okay, folks, I'm going to come back and they should be done. Hang on. Okay, we're finished. I put washi tape, sewing around a phrase, going down a rabbit hole. Okay, these don't stand out a lot, but I think that's kind of cool. It's a little more like, oh, there's rabbits. And yeah, you can't see it now, but you remember I was saying, you know, oh, it's wallpaper. Yeah, because you could see it wrap around a corner, Diane. How are you going to get a painting to do that? Rita, I found a bird in a book. It's a tad bigger than I was looking for. But I like the colors. I like the fact that they're both kind of looking in the same direction. This cable or whatever it was on, is on. Naturally didn't go all the way to the end. So I drew that end in. It didn't look right. This has black ink around the edges. Caesar, I did sew a little bit up there. And just for the record, I put some white cardstock back here to reinforce this tail. It was just magazine paper that is not going to survive the test of time. And then this one, sewing, and then I added more flowers. It was kind of plain down there. Okay, 4 more cards, 2 of which were movie stars, yay. Okay everybody, thanks for watching. Have a nice day out there.